To the mining men of Leeward. And a slick Donnie Bartram for doing what's right. Well, a take for you, Cedric. It's all for her.
Why can't I find a man like that?
Maybe on account of once you find him, you don't stick around for breakfast.
Now, Clint. That's no way to talk to a lady. So you best button it if one comes in.
You boys are the worst. Have another, will you?
Did he take the wall? By all the gods, did he take the wall?
Now, Skins, don't go to blaspheming. What's got you all fussed up? Old Cleary toss you out again? Yeah?
Didn't he take the wall? You didn't understand. I made me way of a morning, up to Gettery Lake like, fixing to catch me dinner. It's been an age since I made the trip, so I brought gear enough for a 2-day. And filled me waters up on the other side of the peak like I told y'all to do, on account of the black what's been in it. On the way, water's still looking dirty, like it has been. So I stick to my canteens and my creature. Only, when I get where I'm going, the lake's nasty too. It's my job is all, so I pull my kit, flash a few tests. Only it's all there. None of it. No minerals, no salts, nothing. Just water. Only maybe it's not water either, on account of its kind of viscous. Just do us a favour, loves. Didn't you drink the water, man? No, the Lord's brew. Stick to what you can carry from the Clean Creek up the way. Car's but it's dark in here, lads. I must strike one for us if you didn't mind.
Nah, I told you not to go blaspheming, Skins. It ain't proper. Only the one God now.
Oh, fuck, Slick! Fuck, Donnie, what are you doing?
Only what I asked and Our Lady requires, Skins. Now you kick back, relax, and have a glass of water. Clear your head.
That's a sick. I'm out here.
Nah. Can I have you running off now, Skins? You've not been baptized. Thank you, Barber. Why don't you go ahead and tie him up next to Donnie, till he can hydrate. Water's all around.
As you wander into the thickets of oak and maple and pine, you come across a large mound of pine boughs crafted into a yurt, and nearby you see yet another mound of similar vegetation. You know this to be the place of the Green Man. In tow, you carry the body of the young woman, Maudette Forstner.
Trip holds his hands up to the boys. Whoa there, Green Man. We come to talk to you. Now, we ain't never minded that you've been out here in our woods, doing whatever it is you do, drinking your log wine and fucking coyotes for all I know. Hell, I heard some of the boys come to you for respite once in a while, so you're all right in my books. But there's something mighty wrong happening in our town, and it's coming from the woods. And you're suspect number 1. Now, we'd have to go deep in this forest to find a tree big enough to string you up from, but let's hope it don't come to that. Now get out here and talk to us, that is, if you got your words. After no response, I'll move up and give the hut a swift pound of my fist. I said get out here now, Green Man.
The nearby mound of turf and peat moss begins to slowly shift, before rising from the earth with a groan, releasing a cloud of yellow spores and dust into the air. Some hill folk have speculated about whether the creature they know as the Green Man is more animal or plant. But from the shadows beneath this earthen cowl, you spy mismatched lavender eyes and tufts of bluish fur long stained a brackish black. The smell and taste of loam, petrichor, and fungus hang thick in the air, and the green man's voice sounds like grinding stones.
Greetings, travelers. What strange winds carry your feet so far into the green?
It's murder.
T-Dubs. TW's got the right of it. We done found her. I'm going to wave Maudette's arm around a little bit.
Where did you find this? It's not from here.
Well, the Forstner's been missing for a little while, so we went into investigating their farmhouse. There was nothing but death there. Everything was rotten as though it had been decayed for decades. It's only been a week since anyone's seen hide nor hair of them. And then we found young Miss Maudette here, and I don't know much about your folk or your kin, but I've recognized the writings of your people before. There were some carvings on the tree that reminded me of the green folk. Maybe you could take a look at her body and make heads or tails of it. Because right now, whatever it is that's tainting our land seems to be the kind of thing the green folk might do with their black forest magic.
Show me.
Well, we can show you the tree, but we could also show you the rat shapes.
Just bring the body on over here, boys. Get her down careful. She's fragile.
She don't got none of the rat shapes, but she got the other things.
It's all the same.
And what of the rat folk? Strange whispers circulate in their barrows.
I'm going to bring the body over, and while I'm carrying it, say, well, from what I understand, the rats said, ee, 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 and then chewed on me some.
Chewed on me some.
Apologies, your accent leaves much to be desired.
Well, the evidence stood that a whole mess of rats picked Forstner clean down to his skeleton. But not only that, something about their bite marks looked very similar to the carvings of the green men. Weren't much holding him together, so easy pickings getting his jawbone off. I'll toss it on the ground at this mound's feet.
Large, fur-covered fingers carefully pluck the bone from the soil and draws it deep into the folds of this earthy cloak.
The language is not dissimilar from that of the forest people. It has similar sweeps and arcs. The grammar is familiar, but the words themselves are old, very old. It speaks of black water. It speaks of fallen mountains blowing away in the wind like leaves. It speaks of the end. You've heard of the black water, you've seen it yourself. Many wells drawing dark. The taste is fine, but the effects are not. You've seen the upset with the animals in the mountains, and you've seen the damage it's been doing to the people. You suspect the problem might be at the source.
The whole time they've been in the clearing, Tripp's had his hand on his oversized knife, kind of leaning out of his coat, making it obvious that he's on guard. So tell me, big man, you spent any time at the Forstner farm?
These runes are old, far back from the first dreaming, older than me or my kin. But you, I have seen you as well in the dreaming. You have 2 boys, the young one, sick. I might be able to help you.
What the hell do you know about my family?
Only what I see.
Little one's sick. True enough. Don't make it mine. That ain't no boy or family. That there's a cancer that eats 3 squares a day. Ain't nothing to fix in that one. Just wait for nature to run its course.
Whew.
Tell me about the Bone Green Man. I don't care how old the writing is. It's only been there for a week. Who killed the Forstners?
Have you ever heard of the Black Water?
People put names to all kinds of things they don't understand.
These runes, they tell of the end, of broken things, cursed things.
Are you going to pontificate in tree riddles? Or are you going to get to the point?
You'd best remember that the fair folk have always kept watch over these hills. And my kind had little to do with this.
Well, then what do you make of this? And I gesture for the lads to get the body down. Someone buried a stone in her chest. Had to have been done with a hammer. No bare hands could force this through the rib cage.
Bruder is going to just pull it out.
The answer to these riddles lie at the source of the black water.
You know that this mountain used to breathe fire. It's been a long time since that last happened. This rock looks not dissimilar to obsidian, though not as glassy. It's igneous rock, and it may have come from the peak.
This stone, where earth, sky, and fire meet, it was born.
Are you trying to tell me this rock come from a cloud?
Tallwater, go ahead and roll me a knowledge nature, I think.
That is a 13.
This looks like an igneous rock. It's definitely formed as a byproduct of extreme heat and pressure. It's not quite obsidian, but it's definitely volcanic.
Well, if you're going to force stone through somebody's rib cage, that's a good choice. Hard, bit brittle. But that stone had to go a far way to find its way into her chest. Ain't none of that near that swamp.
Now I'll buy that some black water might kill the crops or kill some horses, but weren't no puddle that strung her up in a tree like some kind of cursed effigy. So tell me, what's this source you're speaking of? You fixing to mislead us or you fixing to help us out?
This giant furbolg rises to its full height, standing before you. They shoulder a giant club, looking down at you.
Gulp. Trip tries to be tough, but he's gripping white knuckle on his knife handle.
Bruder's looking at his own club and feeling a little inferior.
Tallwater instinctively bares fangs.
We are wasting time. Let us go see what there is to learn.
Well, I'll be damned. We agree on something.
I don't mean to waste time, but before we go, we gonna bury her?
All the tools on the Forstner farm were rotted. Couldn't dig a hole with proper tools.
Rotten seeds bear bad fruit. Do not plant her here.
Well, we can't take her with us.
Bring her back to her kinfolk?
All her kinfolk is dead.
Right.
There's a cemetery.
Can we leave her body here above ground at your hut and maybe form a pyre later or something? If that's how you people send off your dead?
That is not my hut.
Everyone knows this is a green man's hut.
Yes, it's where your kind comes when they wish to have audience.
Well, I'll be damned.
You're telling me you don't live there?
The green man raises an arm, sweeping it across your vision and gesturing to the entire forest.
I live here.
Bruder will nod and say, I woke up in a ditch or two in my time, and I can tell you, this would be a nice place to lay your head. I think you got the right of it, green man.
So now we're playing follow the leader with this one?
Well, wasn't me and TW just doing that earlier?
With me, yeah. But I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing. This is my town.
Well, green man sounds like they got a plan.
We'll follow the green man. But I'm going to stay behind him so I know where to stick my knife if he gets squirrely on us.
So me and TW are following you, who's following the green man.
I don't care much about the pecking order as long as we get moving.
Just being clear.
Bruder, I hold my hand out to you. It's been a long day.
That it has. I'm going to bust out my big old flask, offer it to...
Scoop it before you even politely offer it.
Oh!
God damn it.
I'm going to offer it to Green Man. Swig?
What does it smell like?
It smells like pure grain alcohol that is angry at exactly you for something deeply personal that you did to it.
And deep underneath it, you smell the corruption of the black water. You've been drinking from the rain at every opportunity. The rivers are poison.
This drink, it is poison. It kills you.
Who are you, my wife? Let's get a move on, lads.
With the green man and Trip having gone off forward, I'm going to lean over to Tallwater and say, "Hey, Tallwater, is it just me, or are you seeing more mud than green on our friend Green Man?"
Well, I think that boy's having the same problem the farms are. Would have been green if things would grow properly.
I'm glad we got your kind of well thought out analytical mind with us here.
Now, my analytical mind is telling me we got to burn this place down and make a new town. This black water ain't no joke.
Burn the water. Burn it all.
You're all done right. Well, let's kick some rocks.
Sun's crawling.
Will you be bringing your horses?
Does it seem like our destination is good horse terrain?
Trip, go ahead and give me a knowledge, nature, or survival.
Yes, sir. Ooh, the dice have turned on me. It's a 5.
You know these hills well enough, but once you start getting to Leeward, it starts to get more complicated. Right around Leeward is when most of the alpine lines starts to kind of die out, and it gets harder and harder to find good vegetation. Now, leading up to that point, you'll probably be fine, but after that, it's all climbing. Some of it pretty walkable for a while, but eventually it's going to be pitons and, whatever you can find to get yourself up the hill.
The tired old man in me wants to bring the horses to make this voyage more bearable, but I don't think they can keep up where we're going, and if we don't tie them up here, we won't get a better spot. It's just going to be a bit of a hike.
Go ahead and also give me a knowledge, nature, or survival. Green man.
That is a 19.
Beautiful. Now, while you're not terribly familiar with the actual tracks that lead up to this place, you are extremely familiar with the mountain itself. The reason you begin to lead them upward is because there is a feeder lake just below the Black Peak. This is where most of the runoff collects from the snowy peak itself, and then from there trickles down in rivers. The rivers and creeks are all fed by this, and then further they carry additional rainwater as you get lower and lower. They eventually all coalesce through the main river that runs through town. If there was a source, that would be it.
Sounds perfect. I will lead them there.
Your journey will take you west along a kind of switchback pathway, eventually leading into a curving road that leads to Leeward. And then past Leeward, you'll have a short road that eventually gets to an area where you'll start to have to climb. Now, there are the occasional bridge. There's a few already pre-installed climbing systems in place, but at a certain point, that stops completely. If you would like to get any supplies, now would be the time. You are no more than half an hour's walk from town.
Green man, why don't you stay here? We'll pop back to town for a moment and get us some goods for the road. Looks like we ain't making it to bedtime.
Well, while we're back home, we can see her good and taken care of. And I'm going to point at Maudette's corpse.
We'll tie up the horses proper and get them back to the farms and let the people know what happened at the Forstner farm and make sure they don't go near there till we get back and sort this out.
Well, that's for goddamn sure. We don't need this spreading any further than it already has.
And if the green man's gone when we come back, I won't lose any sleep. We'll figure this out on our own.
On your way up to the Green Man's hut, or rather the hut at which you could find the Green Man, you had mostly avoided main roads and any paths that might lead to the people. You, of course, didn't want to display a corpse of a young woman to the relatively innocent townfolk. However, now that is exactly your destination. And as you drag her body on the small cart, the townfolk begin to approach.
All right, everybody, now gather around square here. Everybody to the thoroughfare, I got something to say.
Ruth Gimmel, again, chimes in. Hey, folks, a body. We got a body here.
Hush up, Ruth. I'll handle this. When people are mostly congregated. All right. Me and the boys here, we went and checked out the Forstner farm. And under no circumstances is any of you to go there till we've sorted things out. Everything there's decayed, rotten and wrong, in a way that we can't comprehend yet.
Everybody's rotten a bit.
Ruth, I swear to the gods, if you don't keep it tight. Now listen. Far as we can tell, Forstners are dead. Dead and gone. Even the big city clerics couldn't bring them back from the hole they're in now. We brought the body with us. We expect y'all to take care of it, as the family would have wanted. But me and the boys, we're heading back to the woods. We found some clues that something's wrong.
No, God damn it, my dad. You see Scant shoving his way through everybody nearby. He's throwing his weight around and doing what he can to get to her as fast as possible. Oh, God, what's he done there? Oh, you didn't deserve this.
What you talking about, Scant?
I was sure he was going to do it eventually. Ashley, that sick son of a bitch.
Ashley's dead, too.
How you say? Who?
Picked clean to the bone.
We had goblins around here in 18 years.
You're damn right I weren't no goblin, and we're going to figure out what it was.
It were rats.
Initially, yes.
Oh, all right.
I'll tend to her.
I know you will, Scamp. You'll do her right. I'm sorry for your loss. Just make sure no one goes to the Forstner farm till we sort this out. I'm trusting you.
If I go there, it's to burn it.
If we're going to burn it, it's going to be a controlled burn, and we'll all be hands on deck.
All right. If you need any food, go ahead and grab it out of the inn. If you can find some answers to what's going on, you can take what you need.
Food we will need, but I need you to keep the people calm. When the goats get scared, everybody starts fainting. Keep them calm. Let them know we're on top of it. And sure as shit, the magistrate ain't going to do nothing about this, so we're going to handle it the old way.
Hale pipes up. No need to go throwing around words like that. I'm doing what I can.
I'm going to put my hand firmly on his shoulder. Say, the moment I start shouting lies, you can tell me to shut up.
He looks away. You gonna need me?
I need you to keep your eyes on the town in case more bad business comes about. Take notes.
All right.
We might not return, Hale.
You want me to check in on the family?
That I do.
All right.
I'm going to go into the tavern, and instead of going to the larder, I'm going to go behind the bar and grab a couple of bottles that are not dwarven hellshine.
When Bruder gets in the tavern, he's going to pick up some bottles of alcohol too and look at them. Hey, it's poison. It's killing us. It's all poison.
We don't drink it because it's good for us.
No. Green Man's all natural diet. It ain't right.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Just a bottle of something to make the trail a little less sufferable.
Fair enough. Easiest is whiskey.
Yeah. And being as professional as I can, I will actually get some somewhat non-perishable food to tuck away. Nothing too heavy.
Of course.
Right. While you're stocking up, I'll go fetch my bigger toolbox.
That's a good idea.
I'll give him the big toolbox.
Gonna need everything today.
It's got 8 wrenches.
And then after Bruder leaves the bar with his own bottles, I'm just going to go over to the fire pit, grab one of the nearby chairs, and throw it in there. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. I look up to the ceiling. You motherfuckers just won't get tired of toiling with me, will you? And I take a huge chug from the bottle and tuck it in my coat. No rest for the wicked. After leaving the bar, Trip heads to a abandoned building not far from the tavern. It's small. He opens the door. There's nothing but a desk and a jail cell. He used to spend a lot more time here. He goes to the bottom drawer of the desk, pulls an old key off of his key ring and unlocks it. And inside is a very well-kept small crossbow that he straps to his belt with a handful of bolts. Hope you still work. Hope I do.
The switchback road to Leeward is uncursed by the same seismic activity that has been so prolific in the town. Instead, smooth, well-maintained roads all the way up.
You still there, Green Man? We're back with goods.
When you come up on the Green Man, you see that they're in a meditative pose in some kind of a trance.
Now's not the time for sleeping. We're burning daylight.
They rise to their feet and nod.
I've communed with the birds and trees.
Oh, great.
They also think you're an asshole.
And they shuffle off in the direction we're meant to go.
Well, you're making friends everywhere.
Like I give a shit what a tree thinks.
You want a kept fish?
I don't not.
I'm going to pop the cork off of my moonshine. Old Bust Knuckle clan secret. I'm going to reach into the moonshine and take out just a fish I took from the larder. Keeps them fresh.
Just like a mortician. Pop it in my mouth.
Tastes like fish and booze.
Mmm.
This is the booziest track you ever sat down. This fucking cod was a lush.
No one make a kept fish quite like me, Ma.
We call them blanchovies.
Lanchovies.
Got a jug of trout shine.
As the altitude grows, your breathing becomes labored, and all of you find yourselves needing to rest more often. I would like everybody to roll me a constitution check. Tallwater, you anticipated that things might get a little bit more difficult once you got higher up, and made the attempt to put together some chairs. Go ahead and tell me how that went, with a tinkering check.
So how about we call it a intelligence survival check?
Ooh, I like that.
So, as soon as Tallwater sees everybody, and notices himself as well, begin having belabored breathing, he's going to set down his pack, somehow pull out a 10-foot pole. While he's trailing behind, you can just hear gentle, quiet sawing sounds until finally they are all in smaller segments. In about 15 minutes of tinkering, he's made 4 tripod chairs with canvas seats that can just be folded up and dropped down.
I love it.
And instead of our breaks either being done on our feet or on the sharp igneous rock, we can huddle up and take a breather.
I like it.
That is a 23.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
These are some fine-ass chairs, especially given how fast you put them together. Also, whether you're looking for traps or you fall down a hole.
Always bring your 10-foot pole.
Can I give a little bonus to our constitution saving throws?
Yeah, you know what? I'll say go ahead and roll with advantage.
Advantage?
Oh,
Oh,
thank
that's
God.
too big. That's too big.
Nah. I think it's fair. For now.
Then that is a 13.
19.
15.
11.
Nice. All of you find that you're capable of kind of adjusting yourself to the sudden change in oxygen levels as you get higher and higher. But there seems to be something underneath it. Something that isn't quite altitude sickness. But you can't quite put your finger on it. It has been several hours now, but you approach Leeward. The town is typically bustling. It is a mining town, for the most part. They also do a fair amount of grinding down, prepping ore to be shipped out and then melted at other locations. There are also several blacksmiths. But even they often come to Tallwater to have some things maintained and repaired. And you've spent a fair amount of time up here yourself, tending to the mining equipment. You have never in your life, even at the hour as relatively late as it is, approaching dusk, you have never seen it this quiet. And by this quiet, I mean without a single sound.
That is concerning. Where is everybody?
Ain't everybody gone off to bed?
Nah. Leeward don't sleep like that.
Bruder, you changed the recipe on that family shine, because I got an upsetment in my head that's for more than hiking.
Wish I did. The only thing I've added to it is food for the road.
So the whole damn town's shut down. There's got to be somebody about. Make a ruckus?
Sometimes there's bust knuckle kinfolk up here.
I want you two to go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Me and Bruder?
Yeah.
This wouldn't be against a poison effect, would it? Because that would give me advantage.
It is.
Aha!
Technically.
Dwarf tummy. Crit.
17.
Nice. Neither of you are drunk, and that's a problem.
Time to drink more. That's a solution.
This is going to result in a Disadvantage on any wisdom saving throws that either of you try to make because you're both fucking lushes.
Uh-oh.
That will last until you become drunk.
Fair enough.
Since we're talking about the blessed liquid from the Elder still, I'm going to pull the cork on my flask and hand it to Trip.
I think I had my fill of fish juice for the day. I brought my own. I'll slug a few fingers of whiskey.
Fair enough. You can opt to fail these saving throws in order to become drunkened, and that is acceptable.
You're lost.
I'm just getting tipsy.
Fair enough.
There's work to be done. T-Dubs, should we bring the Green Man into the mining community, or are they going to get bewildered?
Well, if anything, they'll see the size of him, and they'll get excited about the amount of work they can get out of him.
I'm talking about him like he's some kind of dog. Green Man, you wants to come in this town, or you want to stay where he is?
Something is corrupted here. I think we should find it.
Go ahead and roll an insight check on yourself.
On myself.
Before you wreck yourself.
That is a 2.
Ooh.
He wrecked himself.
Mercy.
Memo what?
Insight check yourself before you insight wreck yourself.
I like it. As you enter the town proper, Tallwater experiences a sinking feeling. He's forgetting something. Something doesn't quite add up. You push further in, and eventually, you see something that stands out to you. And it suddenly clicks. The elevator. It's up. No one's in the shafts.
How close are we to town? Like, I can see the elevator,
You're in the entrance of the you're basically about 20 yards into the town proper.
Anybody there? Some boys from down the way come to check things out. Trouble at the homestead, let us hear.
At first, there's no response other than your own voice rattling back at you. And then you hear a tittering.
I don't like that.
At first, it's one voice, and then 2 or 3. Now it sounds like they're talking to each other, but it's hard to tell what they're saying. It doesn't sound like language that you're familiar with.
Hands to hilt, boys. I got a sinking suspicion this ain't proper.
As if on cue, a man steps out from behind a blacksmith shack, and you hear before you see his dragged pickaxe. He's covered head to toe in coal and soot. And when he speaks, the only one of you who recognizes the words is the Green Man. You have never heard your people's tongue from the mouth of a human. It is guttural and false, sickening. But what is worse are the words he says. Iron and salt, more to be drank. Feed us. Feed the mother. More metal scraping on stone as footsteps echo around you. The town of Leeward is awake.
Come here, you little. Fuck this. Hello? Who's there? Pascal, man. And you are? Yes. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I don't know. I just do it all. Like the sound they make. Oh, I don't like it none. Like with the Leadbetter pup. He don't usually go to whooping me for it. He just gets quiet is all. Almost wish he would. Oh, ain't nothing if he ain't mad. Yeah. I like their sound. Wonder what that little toad sound like. Not like no crick toad, tell you what. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. But won't Paul get mad? Yes. I reckon it would do him some good. Well, that'd suit me just fine, Mama.
We're about to witness a planar phenomenon, a keyhole between worlds that only marketing can penetrate. Join me as we glimpse into the adverse.
Hey there, I'm Dana Ebert, TTRPG author and game designer, and most recently, the co-founder and creative director of TPK Brewing Co. We're a majority queer, women of color-owned craft brewery coming to Portland, Oregon in 2023. What you'll find when you visit is an ale for every tale, and a staff of full-time professional game masters, ready to guide you on adventures in our original post-cataclysmic setting of Volruvina. You can learn more at tpkbrewing.com and support our crowdfunder campaign to help launch a standalone prequel adventure titled The Blooms That Feed on Fire. It's only here for Questember, so make sure to check it out before the end of the month. Here's a sneak peek. Oh, they were always afraid of me, you know. Even before they called me Ashbringer. They sent armies to try and stop me. And then they sent assassins. And now they've sent you. Heroes. Which of your ideals are you willing to die for? Because if the fire of your convictions burns weakly, then the fires of mine will consume you like everything else. Now ready yourselves. This is for the fate of Volruvina.
Greetings, cuties, future cuties, and I don't know hooties. We hope you had a great holiday, assuming you're in the US and enjoy turkey. And we hope everyone else is enjoying the seasonal changes and autumnal decay. It's almost gift season, and like all brands, I am duty-bound to push our wares. Maybe your loved ones would like an LUQ t-shirt, or any of the other amazing merch you can find on the LUQ.com. Or maybe it's time to treat yourself with a membership to the LUQ Patreon. If you've been good this year, you get a whole stack of great D&D resource presents, bonus content, and more. And for the bestest of you, the highest tiers let you make characters to join the world's meta, or get mentioned with your legendary mid-roll teams. Our current legendary teams are the Titans Rise, the Ceaseless Horde, and this week's featured team, the Twilight Concord, with Maisie, Mike Gordon, Big Boy Roy, and Caitlin Oliver. You can also help out the show by leaving a review or giving us a shout-out on social media, where we love to interact, share fan art, and make jokes. To get a personal message read on the show, or for possible advertising opportunities, reach out to admin at slap-studios.com. Follow us at twitch.tv/slap-streams to see us stream when we stream. We're getting everything back on track over there, so hopefully there'll be tons of content coming soon. If you need to send us something, our temporary mailing address is 2511 Southeast Pine Street, Portland, Oregon 97214, while we're setting up a new P.O. box. But I love you all very much, and that's enough out of me. Let's get you back to the battle axis.
Jared, change the baby.
I changed the baby last time. It's your turn.
Well, it can't be my turn again. Please.
Good heavens. Let's just call the diaper changeling.
Of course. And just like that, the baby's diaper is changed. Thanks, diaper changeling.
You're a lifesaver.
Hey, Jared, is that our baby?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's our baby.
Did ours always have a mouthful of sharp teeth?
Confound it, woman, I can't remember every detail of every little thing. It's fine.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Diaper changeling. We'll change your baby right away.
The mining town of Leeward is coming out of the woodwork. Maddened eyes, blackened skin, menacing tools, all of them staring at you with hungry desperation.
Whoa there, strangers. You forget your manners with your common tongue? A little late for chipping rocks. We ain't here to cause a fuss, just seeking some answers.
I got a cure for what ails you.
They speak in green speech.
Is that what that is?
The message is disturbing.
They wouldn't happen to be, I don't know, maybe looking for directions, would they?
We should be backing away slowly.
Yeah, we need to hightail it out of here.
Yep.
And yet the only way to the top is through.
Now, you gentlemen wouldn't mind just pardoning us a little bit so we can scurry on off our way.
The one who spoke earlier raises his pickaxe in a lazy, awkward motion and lays it down on his shoulder as he takes a lurching step forward.
There's a flourish of black coat and a jingling of chains as a crossbow is leveled at him. Easy now, partner. We're using our manners, but I'll pull this trigger. You come one more step for us before you say a word.
He says again in green speech, "Take a drink. There's plenty."
You know that ain't what I meant. You fixing for a fight? You're just trying to scare us.
His lurching motion seems almost to close distance far faster than you would anticipate, and before you know it, he is within striking distance.
Oh, shit. I'm going to plug him.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Right in the kneecap. Come on, crossbow. Looking at a 14.
Mm-hmm. He is not putting a lot of active effort into defending himself, so when the crossbow bolt sprouts from his knee and he simply stares at it, you realize he is totally unconcerned with the pain. He tries to take a step, but the knee gives, and he falls to the appendage.
We gotta skedaddle, boys.
As you begin to make a move, the rest of the township begins to close in. I want everybody to roll me initiative for this skill challenge.
Oh, duh.
Trip's not a skill boy.
Nuh-uh. Anybody above 20?
I'm at 20.
Oh. T-Dub. Anybody above 15?
When you're 16.
All right, GM. Okay, and you said 10?
10.
And you said 6?
6.
And then I'm going to be rolling something for them. All right. The initiative order begins with Tallwater at his 20. Your job, your goal, is to get out and keep these people away from you. Whether you want to hurt them is up to you.
But we're leaving through the other way of town?
Yeah, exactly. You came in through the eastern side. You are exiting the western side unless you're going to go back. Or unless you want to start climbing from much, much lower, which would not be safe.
While backing away slowly at first from the mob, Tallwater is going to grab a bellows from his backpack. Then at his hip, he's going to take a flask that has 2 corks. He will uncork one of them and then place the flask at the mouth of the bellows.
All right.
Then, with a great swift maneuver, expel all the air as well as all the liquid and cast grease.
All right.
In an attempt to knock as many of these slippery miners down.
I love it.
A big pile of slippery miners.
Oh, wait a minute.
What are you trying to roll for that?
I can just do like an Arcana check. I think sleight of hand just to get that all done.
I mean, like Arcana. Arcana makes sense. If you're if it's like a contraption, I'm down with
it's
it.
my contraption magic.
Yeah. Bellows in a bottle. I dig it.
Tracks to me.
Bellows in a bottle. That is a 19.
That's absolutely fantastic. You managed to get so much grease everywhere and in such a thin little sheet that everybody kind of just thinks, oh, I can easily walk through this very thin amount of grease and then immediately eat shit.
My eat shit flask.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of zombies beefing it.
It's a DC WD-40 to be knocked prone.
Next up, we have the Green Man.
Okay, I would like to make a survival roll to evade them as you would any predator.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, go ahead and checkity check it. Just roll that juke stat.
I thought that was a 20, but it was a 2,
Ooh.
which brings it to a 5.
God, you just pull out the weakest ass Heisman ever and just fucking take a dish bag to the face.
I'm so large.
All right, cool.
Perclunk. Why are these signs so low?
I'm going to go ahead and put a little star next to you.
Uh-oh.
Bruder,
Brooder, thinking uncharacteristically quickly, is going to look over the people who are crowding around and try to pick out the ones who are not paying attention and stealth through the little maze he's made for himself of people who aren't looking directly at him.
What are you trying to roll for this?
Stealth.
Okay, yeah, hit it.
Fergie, how dare you betray me? 13.
You know, for a moment, I was imagining that this was the fallow crowd, and I'm like, that's just not going to do it. And then I'm like, wait. This is a level 2 skill challenge. That'll do it.
We are level 2.
Just little guys.
I'm just a little guy.
Just a goofy little guy. You do manage to actually pick out a pretty sizable collection of people who are just kind of not necessarily surging forward in a maddened daze, but more just kind of like wandering. As you pass by them, they turn and strike at their friends, thinking that they bumped into them, and it's a whole ugly, almost Three Stooges-esque mess. But you manage to get a pretty good distance before one of them realizes where you are. Unfortunately, though, I will have to give you a star.
Ah, dang it.
You're all deputies now.
Everybody's a deputy.
Just about to make a sheriff star joke. But I'm glad you did that one instead.
Trip, hit me.
All right. Trip is going to be completely flummoxed by this bizarre scenario, but all he can do is lean into his confidence. All or nothing. So he's going to say, boys, these folks ain't right in the head. They ain't feeling no pain, and I doubt they feel any fear or remorse. We got to make a break for it straight through. Don't get distracted now. You too, big man. I'm going to use an intimidate to bolster my friends and keep them more focused than afraid of these mindless miners.
I like it.
18.
Ooh, damn.
One of my few skills that I have points in.
That's no star for you. That's for damn sure. Also, a gold star for you because, yeah, everybody seems to be paying a nice, sharp bit of attention. The authoritative sheriff's voice is really picking up again. It's like riding a really rusty bike.
Right. Without a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I lost my gold star a long time ago.
There you go. And that moves us on to the Leeward people. What is Brooder's AC?
14.
And what is Green Man's AC?
13.
Big boy.
Unfortunately, both of you fail.
Oh, no.
As the maddened miners turn toward you, realizing your presence, they lurch forward and take a bite. Brooder will be taking 5 damage, and Green Man will be taking 7 damage.
They got to chew through a lot of foliage to get to that green meat, too.
Hell yeah. Now, I would like both of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
This is not against poison.
It is against poison.
I got a 10.
Ooh,
Not good.
doozy.
I got a 14.
Nice.
Much better.
I crack you open like an oyster.
I will be erasing Brooder's gold star.
Replacing it with a skull.
Somewhere from in the crowd, Brooder goes, oh, they got me by the long and curlies.
Long and curlies.
I'm a dwarf. It's my beard.
Ah. Just huge crotch beard.
What were you thinking?
My lower beard.
Ouch, my most of me.
My underbeard.
That brings us back to the top of the initiative with Tallwater.
Tallwater's going to follow Trip's commands and just make a beeline. But on the way there, can't help himself. Gets distracted. There's an awning that is precariously built. Just a few nails to pull out and this thing will fall. And so he trails back behind the group, bides his time, and then with a short crowbar, is just going to pull them out and try and make a little obstacle course for the mob.
I love it. What are you doing for that?
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crank that shaft.
That is a 22.
Good goddamn.
Mr. Big Skills.
After all those bad rolls at the start.
Describe for me your success.
So, as the crowbar goes into the rusty nails, takes a bit of wood splinters with it as well. 2 creaks later, and this thing begins teetering slowly, looming over the mob at first, and then just gently flattening onto them. As it presses onto their skulls, bits and parts of it will just start disassembling. The poles are going to just get in between people's legs. The roof, which should have collapsed a long time ago, now seems to burst like a bottle that had built up too much pressure. At the end of the day, it's a whole bunch of dust, splinters, and garbage that these people who don't seem to care about any pain are climbing over, but not with enough intention to make good progress. And Tallwater is just satisfied with himself.
I like it. All right. That makes it Green Man's turn.
Okay. I would like to roll deception, and I would just like to keep repeating their phrases back to them in green speech and kind of mosey through the crowd.
Ooh, okay. Hit me.
I roll like shit.
Yeah.
That is an 8.
Not gonna do it. You start whispering things, and you just seem to call more attention to yourself. That's gonna be another star for you.
Oh, they just keep biting me. Just little mouths.
Bruder?
Bruder is panicking a little bit, and there's a bust knuckle technique, a tradition, if you will. Bruder is going to do the dance of his clan and his family and tuck his arms in tight so they're level with his prestigious beer gut. And he's going to start almost pirouetting through them, bouncing off of each one of them like a pinball machine is the goal here. And I'm going for acrobatics on this.
Awesome. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Sweet. I don't have a disadvantage for failing my saving throw or anything, do I?
No.
Okay, cool. Oh, a 21. I am a beautiful ballerina.
Love it. Yes, you managed to basically turn this into a big pinball machine.
Perfect.
And kind of knock everybody aside and get through some pretty sizable distance as you do. That makes it Trip's turn.
All right. I can see that the posse is making their way forward. Green Man's not doing so great, but I don't know him. He's a new addition to this mission, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to keep up with the lads and going full all or nothing, do or die. He's going to see the collapsing canopy and decide to use this slick of grease to kind of running start and then do a kind of a power slide on the ground, pitcher style, through some of the miners' legs and try to get under the canopy before it collapses and then pop to his feet and keep running.
I love it.
With an athletics check.
Hit me.
Oh, it was cocked, but it wasn't. It was a 19 and it
reroll
to a 3. Okay. I'm not going to roll on my book anymore.
You got a die. You've got a specific thing for rolling
I
dice.
know, but it's so full. This is
God
covered
forbid
in
you
lumps.
just take the dice out.
Swollen with dice.
I couldn't roll more average than that. It's a 10 on the die.
Total.
For a +4 athletics for 14.
That'll do it. You manage to actually close some pretty considerable distance, and as you do so, you draw a lot of attention from the other infected people here. And, thankfully, give Green Man a little bit of a respite. Not so much so, however, that they do not get attacked.
Little mouths.
Wasn't my intent, but I'll take it.
They blessedly miss you with the attack, and you are not bitten again.
Oh, good.
They begin to lose interest as you make your way towards the exit to the town. After a good deal more running and some more exhaustion, you find yourselves clear of the threat.
Everybody okay?
Oh, I done got bit.
Me too.
What kind of a miner bite somebody?
A hungry one.
Oh, human mouths are so dirty.
I know, right?
Why couldn't they have been dogs?
I think the whole town's been drinking that Blackwater booze.
Anybody see fit to bring a bandage or two?
Oh, I got you.
We'll patch them up, TW. We got some more road to get behind us.
As you sit and begin patching them, your eyes drift to the sound of a babbling brook, though this doesn't babble so much as roil. With a closer look, you see that the waters leading directly into the town are thick, viscous, and jet black. But of far more concern is the wound you tend. At the edges of the wound, jagged and seeping, you note a clear, distinct black outline and a heavy fever in your friend.
I'm sorry to bother, Magistrate, but there seems there's some kind of incident in the valley town south of Leeward.
Don't we have someone there?
Hail Blythe, Your Honour. He was more amenable to your appointment as magistrate than the sheriff at the time, but he isn't equipped for something like this.
And what is something like this?
Murder, Your Honour.
Murder? If this is some barroom brawl turned impromptu funeral...
No, Your Honour. Nothing like that. It seems like one of the local landowners murdered his daughter and then took his own life.
Well, I'm sure he's not the first bumpkin to be pushed to the edge by his miserable lot.
Well, Your Honour, from what I've gathered, there's an occult element to it as well.
What do you mean?
It seems whatever maladies been afflicting Leeward is trickling down into the valley, Your Honour. The daughter was hung from a tree with ritual symbols carved into it.
I see.
Blythe has been reporting on a crop blight for the last 3 harvests. At your behest, I've ignored him. But there may be some connection here.
Bring me Olmsted.
Your Honour, I'm sure nothing here merits military action.
Thank you for your opinion. Now bring me Olmsted.
Of course, Your Honour. Right away.
My boy! My sweet baby boy!
Oh, no.
You bit.
No!
What about Greenman? Is Greenman turning into a Brownman?
That avocado got some bruise spots.
Greenman succeeded in their saving throw, so they are actually okay.
Oh, good. I'm going to start knocking back some kombucha then.
Pound a couple booch. That'll be good.
Time to detox.
The mighty booch.
The mighty booch.
Oh boy,
I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited for the finale. We'll see how this plays out.
it was just a minor conflict.
Fuck off.
It's only a flesh wound.
I wasn't digging for that one.
Any favorite moments?
I like talking to the Green Man and talking down and up at him at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very fun scene. I'm not used to you talking to me like that, Law. It was so mean.
It ain't all beef stew and rainbows.
I feel like I gotta drop MVP to the guy who was, I don't know what the term is, but was talking right after a trip to the town. Like, we got a body. What was his name?
It was the Ruth. Yeah, the lady.
Yeah.
Loudmouth.
My ability to do a lady voice right now is pretty damaged.
I did notice it when I told her to keep it tighter. Swear to God, Angelo had quite a silent guffaw.
I was having a good time. I was like, oh, that's a great relationship, right there.
I'm really glad you didn't finish the line. I swear to God, it's just perfect. Oh my God.
I've never heard anyone say keep it tight. It just makes sense to me.
Keep it tighter.
No, it's good.
That was a small, close-knit community energy right there.
I also really liked, I'm going to go get my big toolkit.
I was going to say, our greasy craftsman came out fucking swinging
Beautiful.
today.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Not a lot of people take the time to make chairs for their allies.
Not at all.
I appreciated that.
That advantage only the first time, but it definitely helps.
Oh, yeah, I was like, give me a +1.
Yeah.
Advantage.
Because a hard walk at the end of the day and you're all exhausted, you would have hit a level of exhaustion if you hadn't succeeded that bad boy. So
Green Man is a big person with low rolls.
yeah, that's fair. I'm super excited for the next episode. And then after that, hopefully we'll be getting back to the normal Battle Axis chapters. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks, Sam Hediger, the editor, for editing this one. This one ran a little long. I'm going to try and shoot a little shorter next time, but we'll see how it plays out. But I thank you again so much, and we wish... Oh.
We wish y'all luck.
Oh, God. That's gonna
Oh, it's back.